Guys, this is Devkan here again from Neurosec. We'll be continuing our second part of our Xamarin workbook sessions. So, from where we left off previously. So, previously we were looking at the how the Xamarin workbook works and how to add the NuGet references and also how it comes together with the Xamarin Forms and the native platform code that actually helps you to run the Xamarin Forms application, and how to add a label to a content page, and how we are able to see the label being changing its positions to center, and also to center, and how to change the colors. Right, so I'll just quickly run this one, and we should be able to see the label being set to red and the background being set to yellow. Right, so now we got that. Right, so for example, as a continuation, like for example, if I set the font size to 50, and now as you can see it goes to a second page. Now if I set that to 100, and as you can see it's taking the size is set to 2 lines. Okay, if we try the more larger size, we try the more lines it's going to behave. The wrapping behavior is gone something by line break mode. Okay, as you can see, Neodisec is halfway down the second line, and the load technologies is set to halfway down in the second lines. Okay, so I'll put that back to 50 and we'll test it out how it works. And or maybe we'll leave it as 100. Okay, and now if there's something called as a label line break mode. Okay, so with the label and this, you can say line break mode is set to line break mode dot. There are quite a few in this one. If you say based on what you select, it works accordingly. So we'll start off with a wrap, and you can see it's a word wrap. We will be wrapping with the words. Okay, now, or if I change that to something else, for example, we'll try different ones. Character wrap, and it's going to change accordingly with the it wraps around the characters. Okay, now if I say head truncation, okay, now that's how it's going to get like. So basically what it does is like it looks at the right at the end, and it shows only the ones that are right at the end. And if I do something like the middle truncation, and as you can assume, it's only start and end of the words can be seen. Okay, so there are various ways how you can manage the words that you are going to display it on in the UI. Right, so I'll just put it back to 15 just to keep it simple. And as you can see, the technologies is stopped away. Right, and now if I say word wrap, now you'll see the real difference, and they you can see the whole text being displayed there. Right. There are different ways that you can actually align get this working. Right, so if there are larger text that it has very long text in it, then you can actually control them using this line break mode. Right, and there's also a few other features also, like horizontal text alignment and vertical text alignment, where you can actually set the the uh, the text within that label to be set like with the center or left or the right, or something like those ones, like where do you want to set top for top bottom. If it comes to the horizontal, then you can actually set those ones as well. Okay, and the label inherits several transform properties from visual element class, which is a very basic kind of class that helps to display it on the in the different platforms. Okay, so there's something called translation X and translation Y properties, which moves the element horizontally and vertically. Okay, the default values are set to 0. Okay, these two properties move the element from the location determined from the element by the Xamarin Forms layout system. There's nothing to prevent you from setting the translation X or translation Y values that moves the element right off the screen. Okay, we'll just give it a go with the one of those ones. So we'll set the label to translation X. It will be set to 0, for example, and see, so nothing happens because that's the default value. Okay, and now if I set this 10, and yeah, you can like that, you can actually set the the text value. So label dot translation y, I'm setting that to 10. Okay, so you can actually see it's off, but the bit off by 10. Okay, now if I make a translation x by 100, then you can actually see it's off the screen, right? And if I say y of the 100 off by 100, and then you can see you can actually move that around. Okay, so what I'll do is, like, if I say label dot background color being set to maybe color dot black, and now you actually see that. Okay, so you can actually position the label based on where you want to place it. So as you can see, it's moved up and down. So the default values, as I said, it's going to be 0, and that's how it works. Right now it is centered. So, okay, that's the translation. So basically, we, from the point of centered, like in the previously, we have actually laid out it in center, which is zeros and zeros, and they are already set to the background is set to black, and the translation x and y are set to 0. So that's why you can see those the same differences on the screen. Okay, and now there are a few other properties as well, like label dot scale is being set to 1 by default. So if I say 1, so all you have is the same, there won't be any changes on it. So if I say something like 2.0, it goes up by 100%. So this is a very handy feature, that few things that you can actually try, and the scale, you can scale it down by 0.5%. So these are the things, there are a few things that you can try. Okay, so there are very handy features. There are a few other ones, like label being set if you want to rotate it by certain value. Okay, so I want to rotate that rotation to be set to rotation is set to some 0 by default. For example, you will start off and there's no changes because the value is default is 0. If I set to 10, you can actually see that moving a rotation there. Okay, now I'll set to 100. You will see what happens now. So you can rotate like that. So there are a few neat features that if you want, you can actually use them on these things. So that's the way you learn about each control. In this case, we are learning about label. So label, there are certain features that you want to test out and try it out, and these are the ways to do it. Okay, so normally the labels don't have a tab gesture. Okay, if I want to tap on it and I want to do some animation on it, right? So how do I do that? So there are ways to do it, right? So what I'll do is, like, we'll start off with something called label dot just recognizer. Okay, and I'll clear off all of them. There are none in there yet, but I'll just clear it off just as a good practice. And I'll go tab gesture recognizer, and I'll name it as tab. Okay, and now I'll equal to new tab gesture, TAB gesture. Okay, now I have something called as tab gesture recognizer. Okay, which I want to apply to a label. Okay, even before that, I want something to happen when this is tapped, and this could be assigned to any visual element that you want to behave it in that fashion. Okay, and I want to create, I want it to do, I want to make it asynchronous, obviously. Okay, I want to give some arguments into it, and if I do something, what I want to do, I want a label to rotation to set to 0 initially every time you click on it, and then I want this to label dot rotate to. Okay, I want it to rotate by 360 degrees, and its length being set to some value. Okay, so if I say 360, and I'm setting this into 5000. Okay, now I have my tab gesture being set, and I want it to be assigned to my label. I can assign it to a label, I can assign it to some other control if I want, but in this case I want to assign that to a label. Okay, I say label dot gesture dot add, and what do I call it? Tap. Okay, now I have that ready. Okay, so for the 5000 being is the milliseconds I want it to take it for it to rotate. Okay, and the moment I press on enter, I have my logic ready here, and if I say click on it, and then it starts rotating. As you guys can see, it is rotating by 360 degrees, and it's taking 5 seconds to actually finish the whole rotation, right? And this is the second video that I was wanted to do as a part of my other first video. So I hope this is very helpful to you guys, and let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, keep learning. Xamarin. Thank you guys.